Hi, my name is Ian Gack with Explode Swing. Today I want to go over my favorite drills to do that I do with all my hitters, regardless of age or ability level, and that's a stop at contact or a check swing drill. It's a drill that you can do a number of different ways. You can use it with the tee, side toss, front toss, overhand BP, and progress it to a machine. I really crank up the velo, and especially when you get really good at it, it's a great drill to do in any of those forms and formats. But I definitely highly recommend starting on the tee first, especially for beginning players. And then also you can do it a number of different ways as far as positioning the hitters. So I do it with a lot of my hitters in different constraint positions. So one that I do a lot is putting my hitters in a three-quarter position where we're working on a little bit of hip and shoulder separation early, right? And then firing from there. I do a backside fire drill, which is essentially I've already taken my stride and my load. I'm already in my hitting position, good athletic stance, and I'm just working backside fire or turn and being directional through the zone. Another one I like to do is what I call a crossover, which we're working a good hip hinge and then controlling our forward move to get to our hitting position, working through the ground, down to out as we move forward. And then obviously progressing it to just our normal hitting stance, stride load, and then swinging the bat, stopping at contact, or checking our swing. There's other ways to do it too, which are good, but those are the main ones that I use. And it's really a drill, you know, you're stopping at contact or checking our swing is something that you can do kind of within any number of different drills, okay? So how you perform the drill, I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna focus more on the stride load and kind of where we progress it to aspect, but how we perform the drill is just basically I'm gonna stride load, swing, check my swing, stopping at contact. Okay, so I'm saying stop at contact, and you can notice that I've gone past contact a little bit, and that's what I want to do. And I don't want to stop my bat right at contact, and I'm not looking to go all the way to extension, but I'm somewhere in between. And the reason why is because if I'm going to swing with high intent, and I want to progress this drill to as high intent as possible, 100% if we can, it's going to be really hard to stop a moving barrel, right? A moving bat head with good intent, good effort behind it right at contact without taking something away. So in order for me to do that, especially if I'm going to go with high intent, I'm probably going to have to begin to slow down before I get there, or kind of stop and kind of pull back at the same time. And I see that with a lot of hitters when we're saying stop at contact. So while I call the drill that, really, you know, I'm trying to change it to more check swing, so we more just stop our swing past contact point, okay? And there's a number of different reasons why we do this drill. I'm going to go over them, but there's one reason that's really the most important reason, and that's one that's really overlooked by many coaches, including the ones that taught me the drill. And it's something I only really discovered by coaching myself. And you know, for over the last 10, 15 years working with a number of different hitters, I kind of figure out like, hey, this is really about this, right? So, and I'll get to that in a second, but a bunch of different things that we can work on with this drill, and why coaches will use it. One of which is, and primarily, it's checking positions of the hitter at contact point. And one of those things that we're going to check right away is going to be our grip, our hand position, right? Are we palm up, palm down at contact, which is going to be our strongest position, right? That's one thing to check. Another thing to check would be balance, right? If I'm checking my swing, stopping at contact, am I good in balance? Or am I falling away from home plate or towards home plate the wrong way, meaning out over my toes, okay? Or am I drifting forward? Is everything going this way with my chest and my face? Is everything falling backwards, right? You'll see all those different things with different hitters. Another one will be posture or tilt or side bend through the swing. So we want to, when we work through the zone, through our swing, we want to have good posture or good tilt, working shoulder under shoulder, that will keep us working through the zone a long time with good, with more power, right? Because we have our body behind us when we're making contact and staying through the zone that way. Another one's going to be reading ball flight, right? So if I'm making contact, do we have our good rising line drive trajectory or launch angle, or are we getting nothing but rollovers, or are we hooking around it, or are we slicing and just pushing our hands way out front? So there's a lot of different things that we can tell with this drill. But probably the most important reason that we do this drill, and that is probably overlooked by many coaches, is the fact that you have to have tremendous sequencing of your swing to do it properly, right? You have to be really, really good with your sequence, working from the ground up. Because if you're a coach and you've done this drill before with players, typically you say, hey, let's stop at contact, right? Or check our swing. And the first thing most players want to do is put all the emphasis on the hands and the arms and the upper body. So you'll get guys that'll say, okay, we'll stop at contact, and they'll do something like this, right? End up in a bad spot, really focusing on nothing but the hands, and we end up getting ball flights of rollover, right? Or maybe weak pop-up. And we don't want to have that. We want to be really good and clean. We want that ball coming off our barrel, right, with that rising trajectory. And in order for us to get that consistently, we're going to have to do a lot of things right with our sequence, and everything's have to come from the ground up. And especially if we're going to take it up to the intensity level that I want my players to eventually get to stop a moving barrel that's going that fast, if we put it all in our hands and our forearms, it's just really not going to be able to happen, right? It's going to have to be coming from our core and our hips. That's what's going to be doing most of the work to stop it. So if we're not really good sequence working from the ground up, behind the baseball on plane, and through the zone, then it's going to be really, really tough to stop the bat at the appropriate time, right? Checking our swing and getting the trajectory that we want and the type of ball flight we want and the consistency we want, right? With the swing. So again, I'm just going to demonstrate. All right, we're just going to stride load, check our swing, but have really good intent behind it and try to have good sequencing from the ground up. Okay. Kind of caught the top of that one a little bit, but still pretty good rep. But you get some good feedback on it as well from ball flight. So I got a little bit on the top of that one. So now I want to make my adjustment, right? Get on playing with it a little bit better. So again, a great drill to implement for any hitter, really, regardless of age and ability level. You see professional players doing this. You see little leaguers doing this, but we gotta make sure that we're focusing on the right things, and we gotta make sure that we're putting our players in the best position possible to succeed. And this is one of those drills that will really help. Another thing to know, you see I'm using heavy balls, power balls. I like using those a lot because they help with the deceleration of the barrel at contact. So it's kind of nice to have something that's going to resist and help a little bit. But you can still do it with regular baseballs. You can do it with wiffle balls. It doesn't have to. It's just kind of a nice thing. And you help build some strength in the swing itself too. So something that I like doing a lot, but you can definitely use other baseballs or light flights or wiffle balls and stuff like that. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot. And don't forget to check out exploswing.com.